Ahoy lads, I'm Frost Knight, and today we're going to be doing a Unity tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a spawner in Unity. So first we're going to go here, and we're going to create a cube. So this will act as our platform. Whoopsie, I'm not in the scene view. You're going to want to make sure you're in the scene view, obviously. We're going to scale this up. This is going to be our floor, just so we have something for things to drop onto. And the way you scale it up, of course, is going to the scale and increasing the X and the Z value. The Y value is up and down, X value is across, and Z value is the other way across. Alright, now that we have our cube, we're going to go here, go to 3D object, and we're going to make another cube. We are going to set this position to 0 and 0, and we'll leave it up in the air a little bit. Cool. Now that we have our cube, this is what we're going to be spawning things from. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a component, we're going to add a script. So go type in script, go to new script, and we're going to name this. Here I'm going to name it spawner script. And now that we have a name, we're going to go create and add. It will load a little bit, and then we could open this up on your code editor. My code editor of choice is a VS Code, but you could use a bunch of different things for this. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to go into void start. We're going to type in game object, capitalizing both game and object, and we're going to name our object. I'm going to name it new cube, and then we type in equals, instantiate, then parentheses. Okay, now that we have our instantiate, we need something to instantiate into it. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to put some square brackets like that. And in that, we're going to put serialized field. And now that we have that, we're going to go game object, cube. And this will be the object that we're making. And so we go cube, then we're going to type in transform dot position, and then quaternion dot identity. Then we go Control S to save. Perfect. We can go back into our project now. And when it's finished compiling, we can click on our cube. And now we see that it has none game object. What we're going to do is we're going to 3D object, cube. This will make a new cube. And on this cube, we're going to put a rigid body. And then this cube is done. And on this cube, on our main cube, we are going to remove the box collider that comes with it. You don't have to do that, but if you don't, the game objects will collide. We don't really want that. Oh. And what you're going to want to do is take this cube, drag it into your scene right here. You can delete the one here. Then we take this cube. This is an object. We can drag that into here. And now when we press play, we can see that a cube spawns. And for those of you that just wanted a simple answer, this is how you spawn something. But for those of you that want more than a simple answer and want an explanation of how things work and how you can change things to make them better, stick around. Okay, so right now, we just spawned one cube at the start of the level. What if we wanted more cubes? Well, what we can do is we can copy this, paste it. Now we have another serialized field. And for reference, serialized field will make it so whatever you type down here will appear in the editor. Now, we're going to do an int. And we're going to name this int spawn amount. This is your name for the object. It can be anything. Same with this. And then we see on our start, going to keep this a start. We do not need the void update because we are just running at the start. And in the start loop, this runs right at the start of the program. We can use our int spawn amount. So what we're going to do is for a for loop. We're going to put parentheses, and then we're going to do int I equals 0. This is our variable which the program loops through. Then we do I is less than spawn amount. This is the condition of the statement, and when I is greater than or equal to spawn amount, the loop will stop. And then we could do I plus plus. This is our increment statement. This will happen every time the loop runs. That way it eventually gets to spawn amount. And then we could just take this, you can, press Control X to get the whole line, and then Control V. I'm going to indent here, but you do not need to indent because we're using C#, and C# does not care about spacing. Now, what this will do, if you put 10 here, it'll spawn 10 cubes. Easy. So we're going to press Control S, exit out of that. Then we're going to go into our spawner script once again. Right now the spawn amount is 0, so it won't run any times. But let's set that to 10. Now, this will be a little chaotic because all 10 cubes are going to spawn at once. I'm going to put the game and the scene view side by side. The game view will run based off your camera. You can see the camera is right here. We can move it in the scene view. The scene view is just your whole world and you have a separate camera. So we're going to see them side by side. That way we can get a picture of the whole scene. And you can see I have my statistics. I like to have it on. It's fun. That way you can see exactly how much FPS and the triangles. So we're going to press play. And there we go. We have 10 cubes. Now this is a bit messy, so we can fix this up. So let's go back to our spawner script. Void fixed update. So instead of doing the for loop here, we do not need this. In fact, we're going to Control X that and Control V, put it back in, and we no longer need our start, but we need a new variable. So we're going to type down here int count. This is going to keep track of how many cubes we've spawned. And now we're going to do if count is less than spawn amount. And then we're going to keep that there. Then we're going to type in void spawn cube. And in this, we're going to Control X again and Control V, our instantiate statement. And then in here, we're going to type in capital I, invoke, in parentheses. And then we type in quotations. We're going to take this, copy, paste. Then we're going to put 0.5f. Now, this invoke statement, what it does is it calls this function, so spawn cube, and it calls that after 0.5 seconds has passed. To make sure that the if statement doesn't run forever, we're going to increment our count. So we're going to put count plus plus. And then, of course, don't forget your semicolons. And we're going to Control S again. And when we go back to our scene view and press play, we can see that it doesn't fire outwards. Instead, it fires upwards in a nice straight line. Congratulations, we have a spawner now. And what we can do is copy and paste it. And we get even more. Look at that. Beautiful. Woo! Anyways, this was my introduction to spawners. Thanks everybody for watching, and subscribe or else.